Sister Wives. Paedon Brown opens up about his devastating fallout with Kody. When it comes to long-running reality TV families, few have experienced as much public transformation and turmoil as the Browns from Sister Wives. Over the years, viewers have watched marriages form, crumble, and evolve. But perhaps one of the most emotionally charged developments has been the fractured relationship between Paedon Brown and his father, Kody Brown. Recently, Paedon has spoken candidly about the devastating fallout between them, and his words have reignited debate among fans about parenting, favoritism, loyalty, and what really went wrong inside the Brown family. A family once united, on camera. For over a decade, audiences watched Kody Brown navigate life with 4 wives and 18 children. The family dynamic was presented as unconventional, but functional. While challenges were visible, there was always a sense, at least early on, that unity was the ultimate goal. But as the seasons progressed, cracks began to show. The tension escalated dramatically during the COVID-19 pandemic. Strict rules, emotional distance, and shifting loyalties created divisions not just between Kody and his wives, but between Kody and several of his children. Paedon, the son of Christine Brown, has now openly addressed how those years permanently altered his relationship with his father. Paedon's perspective: "I don't feel heard." In recent interviews and online appearances, Paedon didn't hold back. He described feeling unheard, dismissed, and emotionally disconnected from his father. According to him, the issues didn't begin overnight. Instead, they built up gradually over years. However, the pandemic period acted as a breaking point. Paedon suggested that Kody's strict COVID protocols felt less like safety precautions and more like a dividing line within the family. Some households appeared to receive more access to Kody's time and presence than others. That imbalance, in Paedon's view, deepened long-standing frustrations. He has expressed that while he respects his father, trust has been damaged, and rebuilding that trust would require accountability and genuine effort. That statement alone sent shockwaves through the fandom. The question of favoritism. One of the most controversial topics surrounding Kody Brown has always been favoritism, particularly toward his 4th wife, Robyn, and her children. Many viewers have speculated for years that Kody's attention gradually centered more heavily on one household. Paedon's comments seemed to validate what some fans had long suspected. He implied that not all children were treated equally and that emotional availability varied depending on the household dynamic. While he stopped short of making explosive accusations, the undertone was clear. He felt sidelined. Favoritism in large families can be deeply damaging. When children perceive unequal treatment, it can create resentment that lingers into adulthood. In the Brown family's case, those tensions played out not just privately but in front of millions of viewers. Christine's departure changed everything. When Christine Brown made the decision to leave Kody, it marked a turning point in the series. For many fans, it was the moment the family's foundation visibly shifted. Paedon has been vocal in his support of his mother. He views her choice as brave and necessary for her happiness. But supporting one parent in a separation often complicates the relationship with the other. After Christine left, emotional lines seemed to harden. Communication reportedly became more strained. Loyalty became a sensitive topic. And for Paedon, the father-son bond appears to have suffered significantly. Divorce affects children, even adult children, more deeply than many realize. In polygamous family structures, the ripple effects can be even more complex. Kody's side of the story. Kody Brown, for his part, has expressed frustration with several of his children, stating that he feels disrespected and misunderstood. He has suggested that some of his kids pulled away from him rather than the other way around. From his perspective, the pandemic rules were about protecting the family's health. He has also emphasized that maintaining authority and structure is part of being a father. However, critics argue that authority without emotional connection can create distance. Many fans believe that Kody's communication style, often intense and defensive, has made reconciliation more difficult. Parent-child conflicts are rarely one-sided, but when played out on reality television, they become magnified, dissected, and judged by the public. Growing up on reality TV. An important element in this story is something often overlooked. Paedon grew up on camera. From childhood to adulthood, much of his life unfolded in front of a national audience. Every argument, every awkward family dinner, every emotional breakdown had the potential to become a storyline. That kind of exposure can complicate family dynamics. Private disagreements become public narratives. Personal pain becomes entertainment. Paedon has hinted that the pressure of reality television contributed to emotional strain within the family. When conflicts are filmed, edited, and broadcast, resolution becomes harder. Pride gets involved. Public perception becomes part of the equation. And once fans start taking sides, reconciliation isn't just personal, it's political. Social media. Fuel on the fire. Unlike earlier seasons of the show, today's Brown family drama unfolds in real time across social media platforms. When Paedon speaks, clips go viral. Comments pour in. Fans analyze every word, tone, and facial expression. The response has been sharply divided. Some viewers applaud Paedon for speaking his truth and standing up for himself. They argue that adult children have every right to express how they feel about their upbringing. Others believe family matters should remain private and worry that public criticism will only widen the divide. But in the age of digital transparency, silence is rare, and stories rarely stay contained. Emotional fallout. What's really at stake? At its core, this isn't just about rules or favoritism. It's about emotional safety. Paedon has suggested that he does not feel emotionally secure in his relationship with his father. That is a powerful statement. Emotional safety in parent-child relationships forms the foundation of trust. When that foundation cracks, rebuilding it requires vulnerability from both sides. The devastating aspect of this fallout isn't just the argument itself, it's the possibility of permanent distance. Estrangement between parents and adult children is becoming increasingly common, but it remains painful. And when that estrangement unfolds publicly, healing becomes even more complicated. Can reconciliation happen? Despite everything, Paedon has not completely closed the door. He has indicated that he would be open to rebuilding the relationship under the right circumstances. That suggests hope still exists. Reconciliation would likely require honest acknowledgement of past hurt, willingness to listen without defensiveness, equal effort from both father and son, a shift from authority-driven dynamics to mutual respect. Whether Kody is ready for that shift remains unclear. Reality TV often thrives on unresolved tension, but real families cannot. The bigger picture. The Brown family once presented itself as a model of unity despite unconventional structure. Now, it stands as an example of how complex and fragile family systems can be. Polygamy, blended households, religious beliefs, public scrutiny, and strong personalities all combine to create a uniquely complicated environment. Paedon's decision to speak out marks a generational shift. The children who once quietly appeared in the background are now adults with voices of their own. They are no longer bound to protect a narrative. And that shift changes everything. Final thoughts. The fallout between Paedon Brown and Kody Brown is more than just a headline. It represents the emotional cost of unresolved conflict, perceived favoritism, and years of tension. For fans of Sister Wives, watching this unfold has been both heartbreaking and eye-opening. Viewers have invested years into following this family's journey. Seeing it fracture in such a personal way feels deeply human. Whether reconciliation happens or not, one thing is clear. The Brown family story has entered a new chapter, one defined not by shared houses and big family dinners, but by